Welcome everyone to What's Cooking at Our House. I'm Connie Hampton.
And I'm Dottie Phelps, and I'd like to once again welcome you to my home and especially to my kitchen. And Connie and I are going to cook up a really
Nice piece of meat.
The name of the recipe is Drunken Beef. And you'll see why it's called that whenever we get through giving you the ingredients. But first of all, I want to talk about this cut of meat. I had a real difficult time finding.
After several phone calls.
Yes, several phone calls, different towns.
Right.
I ended up, I called Kroger at Poplar Bluff, and I talked to Alvin Bostick over there, and I said, I need a rolled rump roast. Can you get me? And he said, yes, ma'am. And I was just incredulous because everywhere I'd gone, they act like they either didn't know what I was talking about,
right,
or they just don't have that, or it's a real nice cut of meat, as you can see here.
But it's not an unusual cut.
No, it's not an unusual cut.
Right.
It's a rump roast, and sometimes you'll get these and they're rolled and tied.
Right.
Now this one is not, and I've got one almost ready to come out of the oven, and it's perfect.
Did you tie yours in the oven?
No, I did not.
Because we had talked about that.
Yeah, I talked about tying it, and I thought, no, I don't think I'm going to do that, because it was actually one piece of meat. And I think sometimes they'll take it and then roll it. Mm-hmm. And then they have to tie it. So this is actually one piece of meat.
It's beautiful.
And it's absolutely beautiful. I was so pleased. After driving all the way over there, I thought, I'm going to get over there and it's not going to be what I want, you know. But I'm telling you, it is. And so you may have to go to Kroger at Poplar Bluff to get this cut of beef if you want to use this recipe. But it's going to be worth it, I guarantee you.
Or maybe order it early.
Yeah, you could maybe order it early.
For places that don't keep a lot of different cuts, or order it early.
If they can get it.
Right.
But now some places don't even cut meat. Their meat is just shipped in, packaged, already packaged. So anyway, this takes a little prep. You got to kind of think this through ahead of time, because not only you may have trouble finding the cut of meat. When you cook it, we're going to cook this.
It's time-consuming.
I think it's 500 degrees.
Yes.
For 1 hour. And then we're going to wrap it and put it in the refrigerator for 8 to 10 hours. And then you're going to take it out and you're going to cut it. And it says in there that on the recipe, it says cut it thin if you're going to use it for sandwiches, or cut it a little thicker if you're going to use it for a roast.
Right.
So what I did when I cut mine, I did some for sandwiches, and then I did some for roast.
And there's plenty there to do both.
And there's plenty there to do both,
sure,
depending on how many people you're going to feed. This will feed quite a few people.
Right.
But anyway, it's just, it's real simple. It's not difficult at all. It's a little bit time-consuming.
Right.
But, you know, I feel like I'm worth it. So.
But this calls for 4 pound, and this is going to make us 2 or 3 meals.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, the cost of the meat, the time is, you know, it's going to go across 2 or 3 days. So it all comes into play.
It's not like it's one meal there, unless you are having a dinner party or something and you're serving several people. But this would serve probably 6 to 8 people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very generous portions, and it'd be more than that if you're going to make sandwiches, probably.
Right.
So anyway.
But for a family, it's
for a family, But it is. By
the time you put vegetables with it, if you're going to cut it like a roast, you put vegetables with it. Then if you're going to do sandwiches, then you just got to buy some bread, a hoagie bun or something like that, and dip it in au jus or something.
Right.
That sounds
This
great.
is making you hungry.
That sounds great.
Okay. Well, you want to see what we can do here?
Yeah. I'll read the ingredients while we're deciding what we're going to do here. Like I said, it calls for a 4 pound rolled rump beef roast. Then we're going to be using 2 cans of onion soup. And we talked about the onion soup yesterday also when we were shopping.
Yes.
Our recipe just says onion soup, but we're going to go back and adjust the recipe.
Yeah, I'm going to adjust the recipe because this is definitely what you want. You don't want the creamy You want this
Right.
is like got a it's
You don't
it's
want
in
cream
beef
of
stock
onion.
is what it is.
The two choices were cream of onion and French
Yeah.
onion. So you want the French onion soup.
I'm going to adjust that recipe on
And
that.
then it calls for 4 ounces of brandy or whiskey, and it calls for a can of beer, and then we're going to use a little oregano and a little black pepper, and that's it, girlfriend. That's it. The day before serving, preheat your oven to 500 degrees, like Dottie said previously. Rub the beef roast with the pepper and the oregano until well covered. We're going to put it in a roasting pan, uncovered for 1 hour. Remove and refrigerate for 8 to 10 hours or until well chilled. Preheat the oven then to 350 degrees. Cut the chilled meat into thick slices for a roast or thin slices for a sandwich, or sandwiches, hello. Arrange in a roasting pan, pour the soup, beer, and whiskey or brandy over the beef, and cover, bake for 4 hours and serve as sandwiches or as an entree with potatoes and vegetables. And oh, girlfriend,
It's going to be good.
it's going to be good.
Well,
It's
you
going to
know,
be good.
when I fixed this, when I did my first cooking yesterday at 500 degrees, when it was getting, I just had a few minutes left and it was kind of smoking like, of course that drips down. I had put mine on the rack like this.
Right.
And so if it starts smoking, don't get
Right.
alarmed. Just turn your vent on and
Hang tight.
yeah, because and it's not burning. I can assure you, it's not
Right.
burning. What's burning is the drippings that's down at
Right.
the bottom of your pan.
And line your
So,
pan for easy
yeah,
cleanup.
line your pan
Line
with
your pan.
aluminum foil. And Connie's got a rack here in here, so
Keep it out of all that
right,
drippings and stuff.
right. Now, the next day when you put it, I did not put mine on a rack because you want it to sit in those juices
right.
that
Absorb
soup and the brandy or whiskey and the beer.
right.
So anyway, well, if you'll hand me the oregano and
You know, and
the
it didn't
pepper?
say how much.
well, no, I'll just
I don't have the pepper. All I've got is
well-
the oregano.
well,
I'll go find some pepper.
there's some pepper over there. Go get me
I'll go
some.
find some pepper.
And I just did to. It doesn't give you an amount, and I just did what I thought I wanted. Do it to your own taste.
Right.
I like oregano, so.
And I don't see pepper, and I know pepper's
Look,
here.
there's a grinder right there, Connie, right there by the salt
Right here.
pig. Yeah,
Gotcha. By the salt pig.
yeah, by the
That's
salt
another
pig.
story.
Yeah, that's another story. That's a gadget, one of my gadgets.
Well, my son gave me a gift certificate from William
Oh,
Sonoma
how nice!
for Christmas, and I bought me a salt box.
A salt box.
It's a little wooden box, and the top swings out and swings back. It's got a little
yes,
magnet on
I've seen
it.
those.
And so I now have me a salt box
I think that is based on an antique one.
for my kosher salt.
That's, yeah. Well, see, that's all I use is the kosher salt. So, and you leave that fat on there because
Sure.
you want that's going to give it a lot of flavor.
That's the good part.
All right.
We don't talk
You want
about-
to grind that on there for me? And I like the fresh ground pepper. It's just fresher. All right, I think we're ready to put it in the
Looking
pan.
good.
Yeah.
Smelling good, looking good.
Now, once you, like I said, you cook this at 500 for 1 hour, and then take it out. Take it out of this pan. I just put it in a little pie plate or
Sure.
something that'll fit into, and I covered it with aluminum foil. Now that. And this morning, of course, that meat is going to be really raw inside.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have some red juices that's run out. So put it in something that's got some sides to it. And go ahead and cover it. I kind of hesitated when I thought, boy, that's awful hot, you know. But I went ahead and did what it said. And this morning, of course, see, that has to chill so that you can slice it.
Right, okay.
And what that does when you fix that like that, that cooking it at 500 degrees and wrapping it and putting it in the refrigerator, that breaks down those muscles and stuff that's in that beef, and it's going to make it real tender. Of course, your beer is going to make it tender also.
Sure.
And your
Whiskey.
whiskey or your brandy is going to give it a really good flavor. And of course, with your onion soup. So.
Right. Can't go wrong.
What I need to do is to wash my hands, and I've got this other one that's about ready to come out of the oven, and we're going.
So we'll take a little break.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to What's Cooking at Our House. I'm Connie Hampton.
And I'm Dottie Phelps, and we've got this drunken beef ready, and I'm going to tell you, it smells so good, and it looks wonderful.
And it's so tender. We just barely touched the top of it, getting it out of the pan, and it just broke apart.
It's very tender.
Broke apart.
And it's, I think, if it's as good as it looks, it's very hot right now.
Right.
But maybe if you want to try a little bite there and see, just get a teaser. It's called a teaser.
Good.
Is it good?
Very good.
Is it moist?
Very good.
That, like I said, that beer, and then that I used
brandy.
I used Napoleon brandy, simply because I had it, and that's going to give it a real good flavor, a very good taste. So look, that's steaming. That's good.
Very good. Very simple, not very many ingredients.
No.
Your roast, your onion soup, your brandy or whiskey, your pepper, your oregano, a can of beer.
And like I said, the only thing is that you got to cook it for an hour at 500 degrees.
You've got to find somebody that's got the meat.
Yeah, and you got to. Yeah, the hardest part's going to be finding the meat. But then you cover it and you refrigerate it overnight, or 8 to 10 hours, and then you're going to cook it at 350 degrees for 4 hours. This is after you've put the onion soup on there, and the beer and the brandy and all the good stuff.
Right. This would be perfect for a dinner party.
Oh yeah.
Have 2 or 3 couples over for a dinner party.
Yes.
Because this is cooking while you're getting ready or doing the last few things at your home, setting your table, picking the flowers, whatever.
Whatever.
Be perfect for a dinner party, and then just add some vegetables and some potatoes.
I like those things that you can fix in the oven, and you can go ahead and do everything else that you got to do. And
you can go ahead and enjoy your guests.
Absolutely.
You know, if you want to let them come a little early and pull it out at the last minute, you can go ahead and enjoy your guests and not have to sweat over the stove.
That's true.
I'm not good at sweating over the stove.
Well, I'm not either, and like I said, I like those things that I can put all together, put in the oven, and then it comes out and it looks just magnificent, you know.
Right. Well, we were going to... it came out of the oven, and we were ready to go back on camera, and you were like, no, I've got to decorate it.
Yeah, I'll put a little something on there to give it a little bit of color.
Well, and we always talk about get your nice stuff out and,
absolutely.
You know, splurge a little bit.
Yes. Actually, you could put some lemon slices around here. That would be real colorful. That's probably what I should have done.
Or orange. Whatever.
Yeah, an orange would be pretty. A lime would be pretty.
Sure.
Just cut you a slice or two, or a wedge,
And your oregano is out of your yard? Yes?
Actually, no. The oregano isn't. But
I thought you'd been going out in the yard picking this
no,
stuff.
actually, my oregano, I didn't dry any this year. I should have, but no, the oregano, it came from Penzies.
Okay.
But the rosemary that we're using in some of the other recipes, I have that humongous bush out there.
Yes.
And
there's a gentleman out there watching right now that would love to see your humongous. He was like, what'd she do to that thing to make it so big? I said,
well,
all she does is water it.
Yeah, you know, and fortunately it doesn't freeze out. I think this is the 3rd year for it. And I had one earlier in another spot, and it froze out.
I think that's what happened to his.
Yeah, and it may next year it might, you know.
Yeah.
But it's
beautiful.
Huge. It's
beautiful.
It's probably as big around as this counter here. Yeah.
Oh my!
It's very big, and actually what I've got is a gold mine out there. I mean, if you go to the grocery store and you're going to get just a few little sprigs like that, and it's very expensive.
Right.
So. if I could just package it and
Yeah.
sell it, I'd have it made, wouldn't I?
Well, actually, you and I had our picture made in front of that.
Now that was the basil.
That was the basil.
That was the basil.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
talking the wrong herb here.
Yeah.
And anyway, that picture that we had, because it was a gorgeous
Yeah.
plant, I used on my Facebook.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "What are you standing by?" Because
Yeah.
it looks different
Yeah.
than like if somebody's in your
Well,
front
you
yard.
know, my basil this past year, it didn't do anything. I was lucky to get enough to make some pesto and just use now and then.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it just did not do, but the year before that, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good that you have to cook with. It's good to decorate
Yes.
with. And this piece of meat will be cooked again somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Very
I'm sure
good.
it will be.
Good recipe. If you'd like this recipe or any other recipe, we're willing to share those with you and make your kitchen smell as good as Miss Dottie's kitchen smells. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to P.O. Box 712, What's Cooking at Our House in Dexter. That zip code is 63841. Or send an email to recipes@yhctv.com. And we'll get right back with
Get
you.
it right back to you.
Good recipe, Miss Dottie.
Thank you.
We just got together a couple of weeks ago
Yes.
and got our recipes together for the year.
Yeah.
And it was late. Well, I guess we started about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. By
Yeah.
the time we got finished was about 9 o'clock, and I could have eaten the door facing off of your door. We went through, I don't know how many recipes in
Yeah.
those 4 hours, and the more we looked, and I wasn't hungry. It's just, mind
Yeah,
over
you
matter,
had
I
dinner
guess.
before you came out.
Right.
But and I get into the same thing when I'm typing the recipes up. I get so hungry, and it
Well,
makes you want to cook.
Well, I did a little housekeeping during the holidays when I was putting my Christmas away and rearranging and saving and throwing, and sat down and got to looking at some recipes, and I thought, oh my God, you could cook yourself into
Yeah.
oblivion
Yeah.
real easily. But it's a good thing I've got another job.
Well, I cook almost every day. There's not very many days that I don't cook something. So,
Good for you. Good for you.
I enjoy it.
Thank you for joining us. Miss Dottie, thank you for letting us come to your
My
home.
pleasure.
We always have a great time, and I always learn something, and sometimes it doesn't carry over, but I'll learn it the next time. But we appreciate you all being our viewers and stopping and saying, I think I know you.
Yeah.
Who are you? What's
Yeah.
your name? And stuff. So we have a good time doing it, and we hope you have as much fun watching us.
Yes, we do, and I too enjoy when I'm out. People say, "Oh, I saw you on television," or "I saw you cooking such and such." How good is that? So, it's really good. But anyway, we have a good time with
Yeah.
it, and we want you to have a good time watching. So until next time, bye now.